There. That was perfectly logical. So? Canada, Luca. People don't put that kind of effort into finding a person just for conversation. You're right, they don't. That means whatever they wanted was important. Luca sat back in his seat and crossed his arms over his stomach. Not important enough to risk your life. I think you're overreacting. How could Luca say that? A month ago, Nox had fought to keep Luca safe as wave after wave of Anubis hunted him. But things had been quiet, and no one seemed to be looking for them since Nox destroyed the compound where he, Luca, and Dr. Dante had been held prisoner. Until now. Besides, if they'd wanted to hurt me, they wouldn't have walked up and introduced themselves. You don't know that. They were on their knees. They were desperate, not dangerous. It doesn't matter. It wasn't worth the risk. Why? Because you say so? The yes was on the tip of Nox's tongue. Luca made an angry sound that dissolved into a frustrated sigh. Look, I know you love me. Nox did, more than anything. And I know you want to protect me. He would lay down his life to keep Luca safe. But I'm also a grown man capable of making my own decisions. I know. Then stop treating me like a wilting violet. Wilting violet? Nox almost smiled, but the seething look Luca gave him snuffed it out. Yeah, someone who can't defend themselves, who needs saving all the time. Or maybe that's how you actually see me. Luca's tone dared Nox to answer. The steering wheel dimpled under his hands. Luca huffed. Great. Just because you can't defend yourself against Anubis doesn't mean I see you as weak. Like Nox, a single creature could take out a person armed to the teeth. And they were clearly not Anubis. They also weren't human. Silence. Nox glanced at Luca. He stared out the passenger window. You knew, Nox said. I felt it. Them. You felt them? Luca sighed. Yeah, but not like I do with you. Nox and Luca's connection was almost telepathic, like Nox had experienced with Coda and the others on his team. A bond forged when Coda had shared the ichor, bringing them back to life. When Coda died, the ichor transferred to Nox. That meant whatever allowed Nox and Luca to share emotions had been created by different means, with no answer other than how much Nox loved him. Knowing Luca had sensed the thoughts of strangers left a block of ice in Nox's chest. Luca laughed a little. Jealous? Maybe. More like scared. It was different, I promise. What I felt with them was like what I felt when we first met. It hadn't occurred to Nox that Luca sensed he wasn't human. What did you feel? Luca shrugged. I was scared of you. I didn't want to trust you. But there was this part of me that knew you. Like I'd always known you, even though I couldn't have. Was that why he'd been drawn to Luca beyond Coda's command? Nox had worried it was because the Anubis thought Luca was its alpha, but that never explained why Nox had been so drawn to Luca. Or how in a matter of hours, what began as obeying Luca's brother turned into a necessity. Do we have the money to stay at a motel tonight? I'd like to get a shower. It's getting too cold to wash with jugs of water. Yeah, we have enough money. Nox had taken a few grand from another ATM after they left Dr. Dante at a hospital in Prince George. It was the second time he'd stolen money. If it had just been him, he could have hunted game for food and slept in the cold. But Luca didn't have those options. He needed warmth, a soft bed, nutritious meals. Something Nox had planned on giving Luca once he started work for the construction foreman who'd hired him. The full-time job would let Nox and Luca put down roots and have an actual home. Would it always be like this? Eating out of cans or cooking over a campfire when they could build one?